Greetings everyone and welcome to the SMOOREZ archive. Basically, this is all my old videos that I had on my first channel and then my current channel back when I was doing sneaker videos, and most of the time I really don't know what I'm talking about but just roll along with it. After my channel became what it is today, I stopped doing sneaker reviews and took them all down and never intended for anyone to ever see these again. However, after many months of thinking about it, I've decided to re-release these videos in a re-edited form that's much better than the original videos I posted. Stuff like my intro and outro as well as my watermark are changed, and parts that I feel pace up the video are also altered. I did these DHGate Cheapo sneaker reviews for entertainment and educational purposes only, and I do not endorse the sales of any Replica products whatsoever. This intro will be on each archive video, so just to warn people in case they stumble across this and think it's a brand new video from me. But anyways, enjoy these crappy terrible videos that get slightly better over time. Hello again and welcome back to another video. For people that are new to this channel, basically the whole objective for fake shoe reviews is buying the most reasonably priced pair of shoes from say DHGate or somewhere else and seeing if they're any good for the price I get them at compared to the real deal. And also most of the time I do not own the real pair of shoes, so I can only compare to what I see online. But as always, if you guys see anything different that I don't see, feel free to leave it down in the comments. So without further ado, let's start. And these showed up today. I'm pretty sure I know what's in here because I looked on DHGate and then looked at these and seen the tracking number was identical, so I'm pretty sure I know what's in here. And if they are what I think they are, these are probably the most requested shoe for me to review. So let's have a look and see what we have here. So we have a standard garbage bag, a slightly higher quality garbage bag. That's saying something. Anyways, let's get to opening these. Not going to say anything until I get into here. Am I even cutting the right way? No, I'm not. Swoosh. These are the Nike Air Presto Cross Off-White shoes. So let's have a look around the box and see what we have. Of course, we have the swoosh printed there. Off-White, Go, Beaverton, all that sort of stuff. We're used to that now. The 10 Nike Air Presto, size 11. There's the code there that should match up with the one inside of the shoe. Doesn't seem to be any spelling mistakes or anything like that, so yeah, looks pretty good to me. Nothing else on the other sides, and the bottom is just the usual. The box actually survived the VaporMax shoes that I got last time. The box was pretty damaged, but these ones, they're not too bad. And we have some off-white tissue paper, which didn't come with the VaporMax ones, so these might be higher quality. So let's unravel them and see what we have. Ooh. Okay, let's pull these out and put them to one side. Oh, even comes with the tag. We get 3 colors of shoelaces. We get a very neon green sort of look, standard black shoelaces, and all orange shoelaces. To be honest, for this time, I reckon orange shoelaces would actually work with these shoes, but I'm not gonna do that. What else is in the box? We have another manual of how to wear these shoes. Tie them like this. Don't tie them like that. Wear them like this. Don't wear them like that. Storm clouds are bad and you can fall over. Pfft. Don't put in the washing machine, don't do this, don't do that. Can I even wear them at all? Useful. And yes, this box is just a standard one turned inside out. Here they are in all their glory, the Air Presto Cross Off-White shoes. Actually, looking at them now, they're not too bad. I wasn't a big fan of them at first, but now that I've got them in hand, they're actually not too bad. So these were purchased on DHGate for $49 US, and the real deal goes for about $2,500 US or thereabouts. So let's see what we get for our money. Part of the accessories is the off-white zip tie. I think the text might be a little bit off. I mean, it's just a zip tie accessory thing. Is it really that important anyways? We have a very muted white color design and this rib cage. I'm going to call it a rib cage because I reckon it looks like a rib cage. The Nike swoosh is right there. 5 little dots. You'd think it'd be a power bank and they'd light up, but they don't. The little off-white tag there, which is rounded. It's not sharp. On the other side, it is just completely clear. That's it. See, the Nike swoosh is embedded just in there and stitched with all black stitching. The back here where it says Air is velcroed, and you can pull that. Can you pull that straight through? Or yes, you can pull it straight through. What purpose does that serve? Cushioning all here, bit of a pull tab here, some minor creasing here, not too bad. The Nike swoosh, which is flipped on this side. You can't really see the off-white printing in there because rib cage is in front of it. So the text on the side here appears to be just a very faded print. It isn't very clear, but you can see it though. Moving around to the toe box area, we appear to have this sort of fly knit material, which sort of sticks up there. Quite nice, quite soft. Then we can see the tongue of the shoe, which I didn't know. It's sort of stitched on quite strange. I didn't think it was like that. It's probably meant to stick out that much anyways. The Nike tag just inside of there. Other little details as well. Let's have a look here. It says Presto written on that piece there. And the inside of the shoe, let's pull out the insole. We have a decent insole here, which says the 10 with the off-white logo there. Some sort of grips here. They're like little spikes. So that's quite new to see. And the bottom of the insole is just completely plain. There's no numbers or text or messages or anything like that underneath here, so it's just a standard insole. Bit of cushioning to it though. Although it does remind me of a piece of a yoga mat. If you don't know what a yoga mat looks like, go Google it. The inside of the shoe looks pretty messy in some places. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these shoelaces out. Okay, so I get what's going on here. So it's pretty much like the Vapor Max. It's got the regular Presto tongue with the off-white just on top of it like that. The exposed areas of the tongue may not be as flared as the real deal. Presto tag just there. You can see the P and the little Nike swoosh. The rib cage, let's pull that down. And the Nike swoosh in better detailing there. A little bit messy up here. You can barely see the Nike swoosh anyways because everything's covering it up. Back inside the shoe here, usually it's fairly consistent, but sort of if you can see around here, some of the pieces of the stitching are just a little bit off. Like some of them are tripled in one area, and then there's like some decent gaps. It shouldn't be that much of a problem. The more stitching, the better, I would say. I think that's as best as I'm going to be able to show for the tag, but you can see that the manufacturing date was in 2016, was it? Ah, the code on the box is different. So the code on the tag is A83831001, but the code on the box is A83830001. So I might have to do a bit of research and see what's up with that. Is it a sticker? Oh, it seems like a sticker. It's slightly stitched. It's okay. It's all good. Crisis averted. Everything's fine. So it's inside of the shoe. So let's have a look at the bottom now in detailed perspective. So we can see some details like Air written there. BRS 1000 is also written there on the sole, which feels quite grippy as well. Oh, feels very, very, very grippy. So the individual little pieces, each with these little bumps on them, obviously for improved grip. There is also Duralon written there. I'm not too sure what that is. Probably some sort of new sole material technology thingamajiggy, just like Boost. I'm not too sure. I will have to look that up. I don't do my research before these videos, do I? I also think that the material, see how it's slightly dotted? Just in between here, is supposed to be smooth, and the text for Air is supposed to stand out a little bit more. So it's just some small differences, but otherwise, looking at this and looking at the real deal online, they look pretty much similar. Now comes the fun part, seeing if this actually looks like the real deal, or if it's a complete heap of garbage. I don't think it's a heap of garbage, I think it's actually quite nice. Starting with the Air text that's on this little piece here. I reckon they pretty much nailed it. I mean, how hard is it to get the text right anyways? Also, I just noticed, so you can see the Nike swoosh is just on this little tab here. How many Nike swooshes are present on these shoes? Now, the orange tab here is actually supposed to be more sharp and more squared off instead of rounded off. As far as I can see with the Nike swoosh, that all seems to be pretty much how it's supposed to be. Maybe some bits with the stitching aren't quite there, but otherwise it's pretty solid. It's got this vinyl look to it, and it's also got a bit of a crease there, but that's not too much of an issue. And looking at these bits on the real deal, they seem to be all correct. As I said, it might not be as flared, or it might be thicker, or it might be thinner on the real deal. I'm not too sure, but from what I can see, yeah, it's pretty much there. But the next thing that I do see is that the Flyknit material is not quite there. So these sort of try and emulate the look by having the holes sort of here and there and stuff. They're supposed to be more consistent in the knitting, as well as on the toe box here. It is definitely supposed to be different. I'll splice in a picture of what it's supposed to look like. From afar, it's not that bad. You get into the closer details and you can definitely see it. So I'll stick this back in here and have a look at the off-white text a little bit closer, and then have a look at the other shoe. Okay, so a slight issue that I seem to see here is that the insole doesn't really sit quite flush with the shoe. I might be able to cut a little bit off to then make it really flush, but otherwise, I think it should be fine. Once my foot goes in there, it'll push it down anyways. And you can just get a better look at the text there. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, because I'm not too sure. As I said, I've looked online and I can sort of see that there are some differences, but otherwise it looks fairly good for what it is. Remember, we're dealing with a pair of $49 shoes here. For the price, I reckon they're pretty good. The knitting on the upper is probably the only thing that stands out to me the most. Otherwise, everything else is pretty much there. And having a look over the other shoe really quickly, everything is pretty much exactly the same. Everything is identical. I see no differences in the stitching of the upper or anything like that. There is this little tag on there that says made in China. Everything I see here is pretty consistent with the other shoe. As for comparing these to the real deal or not, I think the only thing that really sticks out to me is the uppers. They might be the same material, but they're not exactly the same pattern. And maybe the off-white text is slightly different. I think I've ranted too much about these shoes, so let's do an on-foot segment and see how they look. From the second I put these kicks on, I knew they were going to be good. Extremely comfortable all around, the cushioning for the ankle is great as well as the insole. Those little spikes, as I showed in the video, give your foot some stability while you're wearing them. The insoles also corrected themselves once the shoes were on. Size 11 US is definitely what they are, they fit me perfectly and there's no issues there. Overall, for the price, it's great value for money and of decent quality. Even if they aren't perfect replicas, they are still extremely comfortable shoes that I'll definitely be wearing. So that's the review of these shoes done. I'm very happy with these shoes. I didn't really expect much, to be fairly honest, and I didn't like the look of the Presto when I first seen it online, but now I actually sort of like it. I actually like these more than my VaporMax, to be honest. And shipping time was about a week as well, which is extremely good. The seller posted these off really fast for me, and here they are. So I enjoyed reviewing these, and I definitely enjoyed wearing them. You let me know in the comments below what you think of these shoes. I've already said what I think of them, and what the flaws might be, but you guys might be able to pick something out that I didn't. Anyways, this review has gone on too long, so I'm finally done. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it very much. I will see you all in the next video, which, of course, should be shoes. Could be something else, I don't know. We'll stick with consistency here and we'll say shoes. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you made it to the end, you got through some really cringy old s'mores. If you liked it though, leave a like. If not, then feel free to dislike. I'll see you in the next one.